Lego minifigure habitats. Should you build them? I'm going to answer that question at the end of the video. As you have seen from my previous videos, I previously built this Ice Planet minifigure habitat, this M-Tron 2 minifigure habitat, and now I have built the M-Tron minifigure habitat. These were built because of the 3 vintage space minifigures from Lego Collectible Minifigure Series 27. They were the only 3 I bought. Unfortunately, I temporarily lost the M-Tron, so I actually replaced it with one of the original M-Tron 2 minifigs from 1991. But today, we're going to be talking about this new one from Lego M-Tron, which came out in 1990, and we'll answer the question at the end of the video, so stay tuned!
I know that there is QAnon, Illuminati, 4D chess theories. I reject all of them.
So let's remove these 2 out of the picture so that we can talk about this one. This one has an all red back to it. It is all red, and I want to make it look like a M-Tron base. There's the 360 spin. Got the black base, much like the M-Tron habitat. I wanted to get some of the white in that is featured on the M-Tron minifigure right there. This is the CMF version, remember. I never had any of the original M-Tron minifigures, and I still don't have any. So I wanted to incorporate some of the white, which is why I used this stanchion piece that you saw in a lot of classic space sets from the 80s. This has a little bit of grime on it, so pardon the imperfections right there. And it is a little bit yellowed. You can see at the top, the white of this doesn't match the white of the minifig torso, and pardon the birds outside. So I wanted to have a little computer screen, so I put that on top of an area of a 2x4 brick, and I put this grab arm on top so that it could hold the accessory that comes with the minifigure. Because if I take the minifigure out of here, you can see that this swings around, and so I wanted to get that to be a play feature. So you can take the weapon off and you can put it into the hands of the minifigure right there, and there's a little one long bar on the underside here where the minifigure's hand attaches, and I'm not sure what this type of weapon is supposed to be, but it requires this backpack, and either side of it has those 2 gauge dials right there. So if you do know what this weapon is supposed to be, as per the lore of vintage Lego space things, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd really like to know some of your ideas, because I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, if I'm to be honest. So those were complementary features, but the main feature is I wanted to get this crane. I still have one of the magnets for the Ice Planet sets that I grew up with. It's around here somewhere, but it's probably hiding amongst a whole bunch of bulk Lego. So I really wanted to include a magnet in here, but I couldn't in the end, because the M in M-Tron, as many people have theorized, is supposed to stand for magnets. Because if you remember the old M-Tron sets, they included a lot of magnets. That was the main play feature of those sets, the M right there on the torso. So we have this crane, and it's built using some trailer hitches. So at the base you got a modified 1x2 brick with the 1x1 snot studs on 2 sides, and that holds into position the modified 2x2 plates with the toe ball receptions and then the actual trailer bars. I'm not sure of the technical names. If you do know the technical names, let me know in the comments down below. I'm just ad-libbing trying to describe this. But I thought it created a nice kind of triangular shape, which you see in a lot of classic and vintage space sets. And so I wanted to get this kind of funky angle of it being held in there. It can go backwards and forwards just a little bit, but not very much where I would consider a play feature. So it's kind of stuck in this position, but I wanted to make it look like it would be some kind of crane hoist. So I used this same grab arm that I used on top of this computer down here, so it could hold 2 of the small Exoforce arms. This Exoforce arm is being held in by the grab arm, and I've used an illegal building technique to get this other one to be dangling from below there, because you can see it is illegal to have it at that 45-degree angle, but this is a mock, so, and I have no problem building with illegal building techniques. So that adds a nice little bit of detail, because this being in the corner, it adds some nice composition to make this look more busier than what it actually is. Because if you just isolate it by its 3 parts, then it doesn't really look all that busy, but adding the minifigure into the fray makes it a lot more full than what it actually is. And that's one of the tricks that you have to do when you're building these minifigure habitats, and things that you can do to make these really small mocks look a lot more denser than what they actually are. So I'm really happy with the simplistic yet effective details I was able to get in here. It matches the complexity of this whole series of minifigure habitats, and I think they all look really nice next to each other. So let me answer the question from the start of the video. If you're a set builder and you want a gateway into building mocks, if you don't have a lot of pieces, if you don't have a lot of time, but you still have that creativity inside of your body, absolutely. However, if you do have a lot of pieces and you do have a lot of imagination and you do have a lot of time, honestly, you're probably not going to get as much satisfaction in building one of these as you might with something bigger, let's say on a base plate. So there's my answer. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I have already posted pictures about these 3 on my Instagram page. You can go check that out. Links in the description below. And I will see you in the next video.